If you think that Tyson Fury is going to lose this fight, God bless you. I wish
Right.
you well. Please do not invest in the stock market. Do not invest in any sort of. Do not go to the casinos. Do
Or
not
if
go to
you're
the
right,
tracks.
or if you are right, go buy a lottery ticket immediately.
How you doing, fight fans? We are back with Insider Betting. My name is Timmy Shoes, Inside Fighting. I'm joined once again by our editor-in-chief, Jesse Rowe. Jesse, we've got a big boxing match this weekend. Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, is fighting Francis the Predator Ngannou, who left the UFC, signed with the PFL, but still got what he wanted, something he's wanted for years, which is a big bag from boxing. Big bag from boxing, and it is against literally the best heavyweight boxer right now, Tyson Fury. And because it is the best boxer, the best heavyweight boxer fighting an MMA guy, the odds sort of reflect that, right? So what is the money line? It's Francis Ngannou is a plus 750, and Tyson Fury is let's see,
Minus 1450, I think, or something, 1400.
minus 14. He is a literally 14-1 favorite to beat Francis Ngannou. So Jesse, what do you make of this fight? You're going with Ngannou by first round knockout, right?
Of course. Well, first off, great to see you, Timmy. Let me say, you mentioned him chasing the bag for this big boxing fight. It makes sense. I mean, when everybody saw Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather and how Dana White got behind him and how I have a fly right here in front of my face, by the way. Dana White got behind him and promoted it heavily. The UFC was heavily involved ever since then. And the bag Conor got, the generational wealth that Conor received from that fight. Every big name UFC fighter has sort of been, you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Did I fall off the screen?
Yeah, you
Sorry.
disappeared for a second. Every big name UFC fighter has been chasing that bag ever since. The ones that are superstars, genuine superstars. I mean, even John Jones has talked about fighting Tyson Fury. Even Sean O'Malley is talking about fighting Gervonta Davis or Devin Haney. So this is now the new norm where UFC fighters recognize that they're going to get rich with the UFC, but they're going to get generational wealth from that big bag payday in the boxing ring. I could not be fucking happier for Francis Ngannou. And I think that he absolutely played it the right way. I think that he crushed it. This is a grand slam home run to get this fight. And I think he's going to get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, that sums it up. That sums it up perfectly. I'm very happy for Francis. He's going to get that money. People forget, you mentioned all these UFC guys asking for money, but Habib asking for boxing fights. Habib talked about boxing Floyd Mayweather. Kamaru Usman talked about boxing Canelo.
Dana White wanted Khabib to fight Floyd Mayweather, by the way.
Yep. The Saudis, I think, even through their hat in the Saudis who promote fights, they were like, "Oh, we'll throw a bag at you guys, at Habib and Floyd to make this happen." It never happened, but Conor set the tone, and now we're here. Now Francis Ngannou is getting his bag. Listen, he's going to lose this fight, but even if he gets knocked out in the first 10 seconds, he already won because he's about to make a shitload of money. That being said, how are we going to make our fans a shitload of money? Yep. This is not financial advice, but we're going to look at the bets because Tyson Fury, all right, if you think that Tyson Fury is going to lose this fight, God bless you. I wish you well. Please do not invest in the stock market. Do not invest in any sort of do not go to the casinos.
Or if you're right, or if you are right, go buy a lottery ticket immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're putting money down on Francis Ngannou to win, please comment so that you can come back to this video and tell us how stupid we are for ever doubting.
Oh, Francis. I'll call you out. I'll put your name up on screen.
No and here's the funny part.
Yeah. I'll interview you.
I would be so happy if Francis won just because it's like so improbable. Nobody thinks it can happen. I don't think it can happen. I think it's, 14-1 odds sounds about right to me because Francis, it's not going to have the boxing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Listen,
you know,
you're not making money on this fight by betting Tyson Fury unless you have a lot of money to bet, right? And
right?
or you're betting on Ngannou to win, and you're putting enough money down where it's like you're going to get some really good return. Obviously, a plus 750 or
Yep.
whatever it is, you're getting an incredible return. The money to be made is in the prop bets, and I think that we nailed a couple of them that are very interesting on DraftKings. DraftKings is putting up the Fury versus Ngannou specials because they even
Yep.
recognize this is such an overwhelming favorite that you're not gonna, it's not an entice, they're not gonna get a lot of bets on this fight outright, right? So they have to sprinkle in some of these little fun ones, and I'm
They
interested
might get
which ones you
massive
like.
bets on Tyson Fury for the people who have like $2 million to put on
Right.
Tyson Fury. Maybe.
Yeah, right. I'm interested to see what Drake puts down fight night, uh but yeah, there are a couple that I like, so why don't you tell me the ones you like?
I really like this plus 1,000 bet. Okay. Ngannou to be knocked down 2+ times and Fury to win by decision. Okay. I think Tyson Fury, you know, Tyson Fury by KO, I think is KO TKO is minus 550, right? So it's very likely that he wins. He did predict that he was going to knock out Francis around the 6 rounds within the first 6 rounds, but very easy to imagine him winning by decision. Francis Ngannou does have an insanely tough chin. He's been hit with some really good shots. If you think back to the Jairzinho Rosenstruck fight, people forget that because Francis won that in like the first 30 seconds, but he did get cracked with a left, I think it was a left or a right hook counter while he was throwing those haymakers. And he got hit flush on the chin, and he ate it like gravy. Stipe cracked him. In fact, when Stipe
That's
got
what I was
knocked out,
thinking. No, that's what I was
yeah,
exactly what I was thinking. The same thing.
Stipe
Yeah.
cracked him, and
Right.
Stipe thought he was hurt, but he obviously wasn't. So, Francis might have a good enough chin that he can survive. And if he survives, Tyson Fury is going to win by decision. I even picture something like this, like Tyson Fury feels bad that he's just jabbing him in the face. And he's like, I don't want to do too much damage to this guy because he's going to go fight in the PFL after this. So he's like, all right, I'm just going to dance around, get my bag, and then I'm going to go fight the real fight, which is Usyk. So listen, I really like Ngannou to be knocked down twice and then Fury to win by decision because
That's a
I
plus
think
1,000.
that's a plus 1,000. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting thing to look at.
I love it. I think that probably out of all of them, it makes the most sense. Um, the only caveat to it is I wonder about this fight, where Ngannou's at a position where he's taking too much damage, and then that second time he gets knocked down, the ref maybe has a like a shorter fuse, and then you're going to
Yeah.
start seeing, like, I think that the TKO potential starts coming into play. Fury's going to be chasing that TKO. I think that that's the most likely, right? I do like the idea, though, because I do think that Fury is there to be hit. I do think Ngannou has some element of Wilder in him, where he's obviously got that great equalizer, where he just has to land one. I
Yep.
don't. I'm not saying that I think this is going to happen. I'm not saying that I think that Ngannou is going to land much in this fight. I have not been impressed with the box, the training footage that we've seen so
Yeah.
far of his hitting pads and the open workouts and everything. But there is one of both fighters to be knocked down. Sorry, where it and then Fury
Both
to
fighters. Oh, okay.
It's not, and
Oh,
it
yeah,
doesn't
that's a
say
good one too.
TKO. It doesn't say decision. It just says Fury to win.
To win.
Both fighters be knocked down and Fury to win. I'm trying to find it.
I have one that's in the similar vein.
It's a plus. Where the fuck is it? Sorry. Both fighters to be knocked down and Fury to win is a plus 650. It's not as good as yours. I think, and it's interesting because it's a plus 1,000. I think yours is still a little more likely than mine. But I think that there's potential here that, like, Ngannou lands a jab that stuns Fury a little bit, just kind of breaks the guard, stuns him. It kind of like wobbles him back and he falls over, and it's not like a big knockdown or anything. It's just like a well-timed jab. I think that Ngannou has that potential because he knocked out CP with the jab. You know, he has that potential where he's had so much power in his fist. Like this, you land one, it can happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fury knocks him down at least once. Ngannou just needs to get one punch in. Because I think that the moral victory here for Ngannou is just to be competitive. Be competitive. Have a moment in this fight. Ngannou's been through hell in his life. He grew up in Africa, poverty. The guy's been through it all. He's not scared of Tyson Fury. He's not. He's gonna come to fight. He's gonna try to win. He could have a moment here, Timmy. He could have a moment. It's not likely, but he absolutely could. And he's been working hard. He's been training for this. To knock Fury down once, and then all Fury has to do is knock him out, and you get a plus 650 out of it. I don't hate it. I think that there's potential for that bet.
I like that bet. I'm gonna say one thing that I don't think Ngannou getting some sort of knockdown, even if it's like a slip early on in the early going, is that far-fetched, because his approach is going to be different. It's even something Tyson Fury has talked about. Like, I have to be wary in the early going because he's going to have an awkward style. He might not approach it like a boxer. You know, in high-level boxing, these guys, they have a certain expectation of what they're going to face. And then when they face a guy who doesn't do those things, you know, it's a little awkward. Paulie Malignaggi talked about it when he was sparring Conor. You know, he said, oh, Conor did some stuff differently, and I wasn't used to it. And then Conor was getting the better of him. You know, even in the Floyd fight, Conor had a moment with that uppercut just because the angles were a little different. Then Floyd sort of figured it out very quickly. So, and then Paulie Malignaggi lost to Artem Lobov in bare knuckle fighting. So that isn't the element where maybe Ngannou can get an early knockdown, not even a full-fledged knockdown, right? Maybe he just knocks him back with a jab, and it's sort of like the Tommy Fury thing where Tommy, was it a slip? Was it a knockdown? Who knows? It, you know, it counts as a knockdown. But this is the better bet, even a better bet than yours, building off that, because both fighters to be knocked down in rounds 1 through 6 is a plus 2,500. Okay, so if you think Ngannou can pull off that little flash slip knockdown in the first couple rounds, which I don't think is that, like, it's unlikely, but is it really that far-fetched? No, I think Tyson Fury's gonna, you know, he's gonna be out there, he's gonna be rolling, and then Ngannou hits him with something unexpected, and he's so powerful that maybe he knocks him back. And then after that, Tyson Fury's gonna be like, okay, I know his approach now. I've downloaded the data. Now I'm gonna put it on him, and then he knocks out Francis Ngannou, and then you get a plus 2,500 on that bet. That bet is tasty. What do you think?
It is tasty, and it's interesting because, I mean, based on what I think about this fight, I mean, if you look at the Fury Wilder fights, Fury got knocked down in, I think it was it the late rounds of their first fight when they ended up in a draw. But other than that, the knockdowns that Wilder had were all in the early stages of the fight. He got knocked out. He got TKO'd or knocked out in round 7, I think, in their final fight when Fury put a stamp on it. So I think Fury's chin is there, bro. I think it's there to be caught. Because I think he does better against the volume punchers than he does against the haymaker guys. Because I think that he's just so unique, but that he kind of he almost gets a little too cocky in the ring sometimes. Thinks he's a little bit more evasive than he is. I think his chin is there to be found. I don't think he'll get knocked out, but I do like the idea of it being in the earlier rounds rather than the later rounds, because I think it's something that'll happen where Fury will turn it on later, where he'll be a little bit more in the first 6 rounds. He's more likely to give the fans a show who paid their money for the pay-per-view, try to make it more interesting, more exciting. Ngannou catches him, knocks him down once, then Fury turns it on and says, okay, fuck this. Now I'm taking you out.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
I have described this fight as the Wish.com version of Fury versus Wilder because it's similar in the sense that it's the better boxer is Fury, and he's going against a one-punch knockout artist in Wilder. But Deontay Wilder's a boxer. He's a very talented boxer, and a very powerful boxer. Ngannou's very powerful, but he's not a boxer. So that's the difference.
Yeah, well, really quick, let's end here. Because I think we got to cut this. If you want to get rich, both fighters to be knocked down in round 1 and 2 is a plus 100,000, baby. Let's go. Take it to the bank. Take my money, bro.
Bro, put $5 on that. Why the fuck not?
Why not?
Right?
Plus 100,000. Come on.
That's beautiful.
Both get knocked down in rounds 1 and 2. Oh, we're gonna have some electricity out in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, boy. Let's go. They're gonna be paying me for years to come. They're gonna need down payments on that one.
All right, guys.
Put me on a payment plan, Timmy.
Insider betting, giving you the inside scoop on those plus 100,000 odds.
Yep.
Don't even need a parlay. Just throw $5 on that, because why not? Then you can pay off your mortgage, pay off your car debts, pay off everything. But this is not, remember, financial advice.
Correct.
That responsible. Thank you for watching. We're on InsideFighting.com. We're on all the socials: YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, soon to be on Rumble. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the fights this weekend.
Rounds 1 and 2.
1 and 2, baby.
Yeah.